What's going on, everybody? It's Virtual Handhelds 24. Today I'm going to go over some RPCSX settings that I did some research because they're always like everyone's doing different things, and I'll do a bunch of things just to get one game working, and then I'll forget about it or forget what exactly I had set to get that game to load, and then I see comments, people asking like, how'd you get past the black screen, this and that, and I can't say like it's just one thing that you do and every game will work as long as you do that one thing. The emulators, it's really a headache because you just have to keep trying and keep loading it, and then keep applying different settings to get the most out of it. Like yesterday I was doing the 50 Cent game, and I spent like a good, I want to say 30 to 45 minutes messing around with the settings. And by the time I posted it, someone else had already posted a video of it with different settings, completely different. Used like half the stuff that I used. So it's just different all around. So I did more research, and I did see performance increases. It's just no one's really talking about this, especially for Android, and I wish they were, because just to shed light on everybody so they could get the most out of this emulator. But these are games I've already showed off, but there's improvements with them now. And this isn't the Portal, this is the Mini Pro, so this is just like your standard Odin 2 Pro. I figured I would use this to show off, there goes the camera. I figured I would use this to show off gameplay so everybody can take advantage. And also, we'll be looking at the CPU and the memory for each thing, or at least we're going to try to. So first thing, drivers, like people use all types. I mean, just whatever you feel like works well, then that's fine. Just do that. I always go back to 25.1 revision 1, version 1, because I see the most frames per second. I always notice that this one just pushes a little more. Now, that's not to say that other drivers won't work as fast, or, this one will be flawless and not have graphical issues. Some drivers might like just clean all that up, and it might be, like 25.2 revision 2 version 1, the latest one. It's not as good from what I've seen. I hear Qualcomm 805 is good, and it is, but there's something that happens, graphical issues, and yeah, so I just stick with this one. But I do go from that one to 805 to 25.2 just to see if this latest version of the turn-up driver will help. Then also, let's try to get a better understanding of this. So if you have an Odin, you have the same chipset, same amount of RAM. So the chipset has 8 threads. They tell you to put the PPU threads to 2, which is fine. You can leave it at 2, you can max it out at 8. There's not going to be a huge improvement over anything with that. However, what they don't tell you is the max LLVM compile threads. Now this only has 8 threads, but it lets you go to 16 via whatever. However, this is what the thing is with this, when it's on 0, I don't know if that is auto. There's no option to put it on auto. There's only an option to either 0 or put whatever. So today we're going to max it out to 16. This is what helps with the game moving forward. With the shaders compiling and everything, you want to use the maximum amount of threads. So that's what that means. So you could play around with that. Weaker devices, whatever the threads you got on it, just trying to go lower than that depending on the chipset. But this today we're going to max out. The next part I want to go over is preferred SPU threads. Now this is important too, and we'll look it up. they said, okay, first they said to leave that at 2, right? To put 2 threads, right? And then they said to put your, you know, your PPU to 2 threads. So you're using a total of 4, 0 here, 4 altogether. And the performance cores in the Gen 2, if I'm not mistaken, there's like 4 performance cores, I think. Well, we could go back and look at it actually, because the emulator tells you that. And that's about it as far as it goes to explain these settings to you, unless you have a PC and you're using that with our RPCSX version, and you know your PC's information, you could go by that and then tweak the settings, but not for Android. So we have to figure it out with cell phone chips. So we got let's see, it is 8 threads, got 11 gigs free right now because the system's using 1 gig plus the 4 internal, which I don't even know if this machine utilizes, but whatever. But we got the Cortex A510, the GPU turn up Adreno, of course, and then the driver is, whatever that is, 24.9, right? Now you could copy that and you could paste it into Google and see what you could find out. I tried that, didn't find much with this emulator. So anyways, I had to do research and I looked up what these things do. And what we're going to do today is we're going to test out these settings that I applied. We'll keep this at 2 because, we only have 8 threads. We're already maxing this out and it says 16, even though we only have 6 available now. And then over here, like I said before, the preferred SPU threads, we're going to change that to 6. Now the SPU delay penalty, this is like clearing the cache. So theoretically, this is like the RAM part, I think. And then if, we got total is 16 again. So in this case, we could play around with this. I want to keep it at 3. Someone showed off that they had it at 9, and if we could we'll just do this speed up. We have right now 6 gigs remaining of memory, okay? So we'll put it at 4, okay? Just because I don't even want to boost that. But definitely change preferred SPUs to 6 versus 2. And then down here it says max, Spurs threads, and it's set to 6, right? It's already maxed out by default. But we're going to change that to 6 up here. And then the SPU block size, if you have an Odin, you don't really need to change that depending on the game. So if you're playing like a more graphical, intense game, change it to Mega to get slightly better performance. And then if you want to try, change it to Giga depending on the game. Like the game would be God of War. Basically, you would start off with Mega and then go to Giga to see if that would help with performance increase with the frames per second. They recommend safe because they want the game just to load and you play whatever frame rates possible. Again, this is all based off a cell phone, which does not have active cooling. And this one's important too. So this is how I got 50 Cent's game to work. RSX FIFO accuracy. I had it on atomic and then I changed it to order and atomic. If your device can handle it, then you can play around with this. And what this does is, it just smooths the gain out basically. If you change it to PS3, there's a whole bunch of other things you can do if you want to do that, if your device can handle it. Like again, these are like computer settings, not like in our case it would be a handheld, but like a cell phone case. Like that's why they recommend to keep it on fast. You don't want to overdo it. But changing this to atomic will increase performance, not like frames per second, but all around, like less stuttering, smoother gameplay. So we're going to keep it on order and atomic because again, we're doing tests. This is basically what I do when I have time to get a video ready to show a game off. I'll get it working, I'll get it to load, but then before I do that, I start with all this stuff first to get it to load. But I did find out yesterday that first of all, like this is memory. So you want, like they have it at 3. Most of you have Odin Pros. If you have like a Retroid Pocket Flip or, RP5, theoretically you have 8. Even with the 4 gigs of RAM swap, don't try to include that in your mind, even though it's there. Just go by 8. So you would want to push it more. You could change it to 4. Or like I did, just do the little speed up thing to see what's remaining, and you can use that. Start with SPU block size safe depending on the game. We can always go back and change it. Start with atomic and see if that helps performance if it's a heavier game. And then what else? I think that might be it in core, but those settings are crucial because that is what helps. Mostly, not the PPU. The PPU threads help, but changing that to 8 is not going to fix anything. This you'd be surprised. This is what really helps, is the compile threads. We don't have 16 threads. Obviously, we only have 8. So, you could change it to 8, but again, we're going to just max it out. Video, the standard settings to get games working is to use Vulkan, is to lower the resolution to the lowest. You could turn frame limit off, that's fine, or you could keep it on auto. Now, say you do all these settings and you have it on off, the frames might jump dramatically, which will cause the game to crash. If that's the case, just change it back to auto. But that's how we're getting the system to work harder, to get more frames, to get the game running better. And then shader precision, they want it defaulted at high. If you're just loading up a game, have it on low so it could take its time, especially with these settings applied that we're going to use. You don't want to overdo it, which will cause the game to crash. And then all these other things we're just going to keep off today. We're not going to turn on anything, not even force high precision C buffer. Well, actually, we're going to keep that. Well, no, we'll turn that one off and we'll see how we do. But everything else we're going to keep off. We're going to turn force CPU blit off. We're going to keep all this off. And then resolution scale we'll leave at 100. If you have an Odin 2 Pro or something of that or higher or a different variation like the Mini, just keep it at 100 for now. But dropping the resolution, you want a cool trick too. This is an easy one. You could drop this to 50 and then you can change the resolution up here to 1080. So basically you'll get 50% of 1080p, which will look a lot crisper than what we're doing right now. But for the soul's sake, we're just going to make it as easy as possible. We're going to leave that at 100. And then, let's see, Vulkan, we're not going to do anything with this. We're going to have that off. We're not going to turn that on. Sharpness, intensity, we can turn that off. Theoretically, you'll get more performance. It'll look crappier, but we'll just leave it at 50. We're going to try to make this as easy as possible. This, I turn to fast. That does help. I have to do more. I forgot what I looked up what this is and I forget, but if you have it on safe, it goes slower. Obviously fast is fast, safe is safe, but this device can handle fast, so that's the only thing we're going to change other than keeping turbo mode on. I have to do more testing with turbo mode off to see what the difference is, especially with games, to see what we can do. User, there's nothing to change there, and then that's it. So the main things are in core. The main thing is the max compiler threads is what we're going to be looking at today. So Marvel versus Capcom 3 is what we're going to start off with, and I did notice not like a huge improvement, because I think we're still not playing at full speed, but before this game would only run like 30 frames a second. But today, with those settings applied, we're going to see if we could get more out of this game as well as the other games that we have. And if we need to go back and turn on those other settings, we will. I think I forgot that those were on. I don't know if they will make a difference, but let's just find out. See how we have the frame limit off, so it's jumping, right? Because what we did is we're making the system work harder. But it's gonna go back to what it's supposed to be, which is 60.
Versus Capcom 3. Fate of two worlds.
No. I wish there was an easier way to explain this. I mean, I feel like Switch is much easier to explain, and I still get comments like asking how'd you get that working or what'd you do.
Simple. Welcome to the world of Marvel versus Capcom 3.
Just do whatever.
The greatest heroes are all here. Lay claim to your glorious victory.
Spider-Man. Now remember, all the video settings are off. The only thing we really did, besides that fast thing in Vulkan, was we changed the compiler, max compiler threads.
Show me your strength.
And if you notice, like,
Let's get it on.
and I'll show you, I didn't show you clock speed, it's at only 100.
Live and let die. Fight. First attack.
So it's like already we boosted the system up to 8 to 10 more frames. And sometimes we get 60. And this isn't like a very demanding game, but for whatever reason this is one of those games that's supposed to run at 60 and it has a hard time running at 30. But with these settings applied, we get better performance. And there was a lot of graphical issues before, now there's not, right? And we didn't need to put on recolor buffers, right color, all that other jazz that I always mess around with and show off. We didn't need to apply those this time, just because we changed the max compiler threads to 16. That was a waste. What a douche. I'm just gonna kill him. So yeah, big improvement with performance, right? And we didn't have to do much. And this is recommended for Odin owners just because one, the screen is 60 Hertz, two, the chipset's strong enough where we can do these crazy core settings and the game won't crash. I tried this stuff on the RP5, it don't get lucky. So there's going to be more tinkering with RP5 and RP Flip with these settings, especially with the games that we got going. So Ultra Street Fighter, it's the same concept. You'll get more frames per second. We'll do Aliens next. I showed this game off a long time ago, but you'll see the difference if you remember. I don't know if you guys will. It was some time ago, but still an awesome game. I got it working. There was a lot of slowdown though. I would say it was like 17. Ooh, keep moving the camera, sorry. It was like 17, 20, sometimes 25. So we'll see with these settings if we get better gameplay, higher frame rates, and what have you. Because in that game there's a lot going on. And I had to do all these crazy things with like CPU blit, force shader precision, which I might put back on. We'll see, because that definitely smoothed the gameplay out. It's just like when there's a bunch of aliens on the thing, you forget about it. So let's just pause it because it's still, well, it's loading. And we're going to zoom in because, you know, it's a tiny screen.
Sega.
So, let me get that.
On the dropship. Watch this.
This is a good spot because he's going to throw a grenade. It's going to pause. But it didn't pause, right? We don't have any of those settings on. That was a huge, like, I thought the game was going to crash, right? Smooth now. Or I should say smoother. It's not going to be perfect, but it definitely helps when there's a lot going on in a 3D game. Okay. And what's great about this game is that you use the bumpers to shoot, like most PS3 games. So again, if you got a mini, it's a lot of fun. I think I have the sensitivity up way too high, but whatever. So like right here again, I was getting like maybe 17, 16 frames, and we're above 20. There's no slowdown really. Much smoother gameplay even though I'm not doing anything really. Everyone else is doing anything. I love how you can hit the alien too, like Halo. Oh, he just disappeared. I don't die. Well, I gotta. So it's a tiny screen. Alright, that's better.
2-1, pack it up and let's move. Flat wreck is en route to the Sephora. We did it, guys. Rhino team, move, move, move. Winner, move.
So this is a demanding scene, right? We're dropping frames, but then it picks up.
Come on, reach! We lost the fight, right? Keys had the recorder on him. It was all for nothing. Well, we're not dead. So, you know, there's that.
Turn on light.
This is Sephora Actual.
We'll go to pause. Now we can start playing with the settings. So the only thing I'm going to turn on is going to be in video, right? And we'll put this on to see if that smooths out or if it decreases performance with the settings that we applied in the beginning.
Can you read me? What just happened?
But we won't really know until, you know, we hit the aliens again.
We lost Keys. Pretty sure something exploded from his chest. Is Winter with you? Yes, sir. Any thoughts on the exploding chest issue? All of our Cheyenne-class birds en route to provide Casevac and ground support. That's almost 80 Marines en route, and we gotta get them somewhere to land. The hangar's out of commission, but we got room in the cargo base.
Okay, I don't want to use that.
We are heading to the cargo bay. 2-1 out.
That's great.
It's not right. Follow me. Sephora Actual, we're sending back a live feed. There's no way this is Colonial Marine tech. It's got where you marked it, sir. Oh, shit. What? Everything's time-stamped after we received the distress signal from, what's his name? Corporal Hicks. Actual, this is 2-1. What do you make of this? Sir, is there someone else on this ship? I have Bishop sending a signal to weigh you. We ain't got time to sit around and play Sherlock. Get back to the cargo bay. Both of you. Out.
We'll play a little bit of this,
So screwed.
and then I want to show you resistance. But I'm going to turn Z-buffer off for that one too.
Do you read? Loud and clear, 2-3. What's your status?
I woke up gagging on a creature like a spider. It wrapped around my face. It's dead, sir. I got separated from my squad. Any news from the rest of my guys?
Rest of 2-3 is presumed dead. I'm sorry, kid. Remnants of Rhino 2-1 are on their way to the cargo bay. Can you get to the cargo bay, 2-3?
Garnett? Keys? I can't even think right now, Actual. I'm not sure how to get there, sir.
You're the last of Rhino 2-3. Do your best. Get back here alive. Actual out. O'Neill, what's wrong? Something. We had a thing, okay? What kind of thing? Sex thing. Pick it up, Boy Scout. Christ.
There we go. There's the health. This can be some action going on right now. Alright, but I want to throw this grenade already because I want to get rid of it. There's gonna be douches right now.
That'll put us right next to the cargo bay.
Oh god. There's gotta be a way to... I don't even know how to figure out where my gun is. Alright, whatever. I'm just gonna wing it with the handgun, I guess. Even though I'm getting more and more of this ammo. There we go. One button I didn't try. Triangle. Never true. Triangle. Oh. Did you get him? Nope. Clearly you didn't.
Got another Xeno!
Well, you deal with that. I'm gonna get this. Can I take that too? Nope. I'm just gonna get caught up in this game again. Hmm? I don't think so, buddy. Oh. And also, last time we were playing this, the resolution scale was at 70, not at 100%. So even though we're playing lower resolution, we're actually playing at a higher resolution.
One less Xeno! I see a mine! Under us!
That's great.
Up down!
Is there a ladder or something? What are you looking at? Oh, we could go this way. Oh, this guy.
Clear the room!
What's up here, though? Ooh, there was some staring right there, boy.
That's our exit! Cover me while I get her open!
Oops.
Make it through! Keep moving!
Come on, man. Uh, uh, uh. Is that something? No. That's great. So now this game is much more playable. I don't just die because slow down and things of that nature. But it's only... I spoke too soon.
Loco Actual, we have arrived in the first cargo bay. We make it to the control room, we can pop the doors and blow this shit out into the black. You gotta run this stuff by me before you speaking crazy.
And there goes another one. Go away. Oh my god.
Still standing. Watch your head.
So, here. Kill that guy. We'll reload real quick. We're gonna pause it. Then we're gonna go back. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go here. Advanced settings, video. We're gonna take it off. Because now we're dropping frames, right? It's supposed to smooth it out. And it's not. So. Guess we'll just keep going.
Eyes up! Look up! Look up! Hold them off while I get this open!
What? Can't be serious.
I got this! Cover my back!
What? Are you kidding me? Okay, that time I died. But got much further, steadier frame pace, much more playable, right? And then finally, I'm going to show off resistance too with those settings that we applied. We didn't show the CPU. The CPU now is only working 42%. Memory's half gone, over half gone, and see how it's increasing. I'll try to show that menu in when we're actually in gameplay.
Command, the Goliath is still active. Put me through to the Kappa CO. We can't locate him, sir. He's either out of range or KIA. Wait for him to turn away from us, then target the exhaust ports. Nice shot. I think you pissed him off. Stay close. We need to stick together.
Oop. Okay, now we run into the first problem. So go back, go here, load it up. I'll pause it. All right, we're back.
He's either out of range or KIA.
So this time I put a Force Z precision buffer on.
Then target the exhaust ports.
And we'll see if that helps or if that makes it worse.
Stay close. We need to stick together. Come on, let's move. Hale, we gotta go. The airfield's on the other side of this gorge. Major,
Oh.
this is Malikov. The soldiers outside the south wing have been killed. I am afraid it is likely that they will escape. Copy that. We'll begin an aerial search when the evac is complete.
Oh my god.
Plane gassed up and ready for takeoff. The airfield's on the other side of this gorge. Major, this is Malikov. The soldiers outside the south wing have been killed. I am afraid it is likely that they will escape. Copy that. We'll begin an aerial search when the evac is complete. Get your plane gassed up and ready for takeoff.
Oh my god. It's not the system. It's not the game. That's just me.
The airfield's on the other side of this gorge. Major, this is Malikov. The soldiers outside the south wing have been killed. I am afraid it is likely that they will escape. Copy that. We'll begin an aerial search when the evac is complete. Get your plane gassed up and ready for takeoff.
Gotta be careful. Okay. Let's see, we're almost at 30. Big improvement. This was like 16, 17. Oh, where did he go? There we go. Oh, here we go. Hit the tank, hit the tank. Wait. There we go.
You have the shot. Take it.
What? Oh, Lord. Let's go back. Where is it? There it is. Okay.
Nice shot.
Because of the slowdown and stuff, before I couldn't get past this part. Because that team right there would just start shooting. I wouldn't be able to change my weapon out fast enough. You know, we'll just keep that for gigs.
All SARPA personnel have been evacuated. We are ready for takeoff, Major. Major, we've got hostiles! Everyone on the plane! Runway is clear. We are go for takeoff. Give me a minute! Malikov was just saying how
I'll pause it because this is stuttering and it's a cutscene I can't skip. Okay.
Inform Sentinel Team Echo. I'll finish up here. Lieutenant Hale, you'll be pleased to know the operation was a success. Lieutenant, the Major expects us in TACCOM. Is he clear, Doctor? Yes, Sergeant. Nathan, whatever happens, you must come back for your inhibitor treatment. Do you understand? Yes, Doctor. This way, sir. Hawthorne and Capelli are fighting off a breach in Vila. But Blake wants us down at Capcom. It's a condition black.
Guess we have to go that way.
Get me a visual on Capelli. Verify containment and B-line.
We just lost his visual, sir. Corporal, this is command. Do you have containment on B-level?
Negative, command. They've reached one of the lower levels, but we haven't located the source. We read you, Echo 3. Take your team up to the surface and get those batteries up. I'll send Hale to plug the lead. Com 2, get them some support and initiate lockdown. B-level
Get your gear on,
level.
Lieutenant.
Hale, you're gonna move up floor by floor and clean them out. We've got enough air to last 2 days. if we
Major,
have
there's
to.
something outside the glass. Seal the shutters now. It's a break-in! Hale, find that breach. Everyone else, move!
Help! Help, I can't hold. There's something happening. Oh my God, no!
Oh, we're losing frames big time right now.
Command, be advised. We have visual confirmation of Furies in the base. We need echo ranging in all lower decks.
That's a no-go, Lieutenant. Active sonar's been
Oh,
disabled. Recommend you stay out of the water.
stay out of the water.
Critical pressure drop detected at sea level. All units evacuate along Route 2. Emergency containment protocols will commence in 30 seconds. Sir, we have a breach in submersible station 5. VP confirms. Sir, we have a breach in submersible station 5. VP confirms the moon pool doors are open. Hale, if we don't seal that breach, the station will be overrun with fury. Move to the moon pool. I'll dispatch a team to assist.
And now we're back at 30. Well, close to it.
Lieutenant, the major said you could use a little help.
Affirmative, Hawthorne. Let's go.
Are you gonna open that or okay?
Sir, we've got a breach one sector over from the moon pool. Who do we have over there? X-ray squad. They're securing intel from the briefing room. Pull them off. We need them at the breach. Warner, Butcher 20. Closing in now, sir. Hostile units have breached auxiliary pump room. Repeat. Hostile units have breached auxiliary pump room.
So I have to go in the water. Okay. Oh. Oh man. See, this is the slowdown. I mean, it is still playing better, but you need this to be like over 20 at least.
Command, sector 4 is secure. What's the status on the moon pool? X-ray team confirms heavy fury infestation. Move out.
It's all this water that's dragging the system.
Copy that. Let's move.
Okay. Can't run in water? Okay. It's probably be a bad choice because I need to have good frames for a sniper to be working.
Command, we're approaching the moon pool. You have vision? Negative. All video feeds are down. You're going in blind. We go in hot, will attract unwanted attention. Move in and keep it quiet. Copy that. Now. Echo 1, the overrides for the flood locks are in separate control rooms. You'll have to seal both doors.
That might be it. Oh, I'm so surprised. Got him. Got him. Who's... Oh. Oh.
Hale, we need to seal those flood locks.
Who's firing me? Where is he? He's over here. Oh, come on. Look where the target is. I'll give it a second. Nah, that's it. Alright. But yeah, that's my point. We're able to get better frame rates, more stability, because we changed the core settings mostly. This is what helps. From the PC side, this is what helps. You might want to just play around with it. It's defaulted to 0. If you have 8 threads, you can change it to 8. You can change it to like 5, 4, you know, whatever. You could play around with it. We just did max to see what would happen. But from my testing, I did get better frame rates, especially in Marvel vs. Capcom. We got up to 40, if not a little higher at points, and then 60 at some points. Aliens works better. Resistance 2 works better. Street Fighter, just take my word. I mean, it's going to work better. That was easier to run than Marvel vs. Capcom for whatever reason. But yeah, so it's new things that we find out every day when I get time to test this emulator out. It's just the settings no one really goes over unless you have a PC and you're emulating it through there. So you have to find out what these things do, how does it apply to a cell phone chip, and then try to work around it to get the best settings, because what they set you up for default is pretty much bare minimum. As you can hear, my fan is going because I got on sport, because again, we're pushing the system. The device, we've been playing for about an hour now. It's warm. We actually lost battery with it charging, but this is a slow charger. So yeah, we can push the system, get more performance. It is going to be demanding though. Maybe not the best idea with a 5,000 milliamp battery. Might want to do it on your Odin with the 8,000. Get at least a good hour, 2 hours gameplay. But this, change it to 6. You're going to need it. It helps. And then this is basically your memory. Oh, take SP loop off. I got to figure out what that does too. But this you can change to like 8. We'll change it to 9. Okay. And then we'll keep that at 16. So right, we don't even have that many threads to be playing around with, but we'll just do it anyways. And we'll go here, we'll load it up, and I'll do the really quick test to see if increasing that does help as well. But then we're calling it a day because it's been an hour. And it's not like I'm showing off new games or anything. It's just showing off better performance with games, with messing around with core settings. But yeah. So real quick, increasing that memory cache is pausing the game from loading, because we're probably using too much memory that we actually have. Again, it says at this point, 1 process clean, 3.4 gigs are available. So we'll go back to advanced settings, we'll go back to core. And this is like your cache memory, your RAM. So to take it down to, that's why they probably put it on 3. We'll put it on 3. Go back and see if in-game settings, by tweaking that, we'll get it to load again. Probably not. No, it didn't. Okay, and I don't feel like reloading this game. But yeah, these are the things I'm finding out every day. It's just that I don't have a lot of time to always spend on one emulator versus other emulators and other games that people are requesting. It's just the more you know, you can take advantage of. And increasing the max thread compiler to like 8 or 16 definitely helps with performance. Again, the emulator is not quite there yet where it's just going to work out of the box. And who knows if it even gets to that point with, you know, this chipset. I mean, it's strong, but again, until other things come out with stronger chipsets, you know, we're trying to do these workarounds. So just try to use those settings to your best abilities. See if you get better performance. Let me know in the comments. Let me know what settings you're using too. I'm always interested to try new things. These are just things that I'm finding out by just researching what does what in the core settings. That was basically this morning. But yeah, if you made it this far, thank you again so much for watching. You guys have a great rest of your day. Take care.